You are a plastic container of berries. You're sitting in the fridge right now, but you are unwashed. And you will definitely be consumed for lunch. Baby dolls, welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. We have a lot of information to go through today. Have you seen the Bitcoin price? Yes, you have. Nothing else to really talk about except saying Bitcoin moving up and down, playing around. Yes, maybe we're going to go up again. Friends, I want to tell you something. There's something interesting in this price action, just so you learn, just like a bit of a informational piece for you to keep in the toolbox, friends. More of a tool. So at the very tops of cycles, there's something called the final gasp. It's the final fastest move. It's actually the opposite of, say, the FTX collapse, where in FTX collapse, it was one big fat dagger down, right, after going sideways, okay? Now, the final gasp, the Elliott signal type of dudes, right? It's the people who trade off Elliott waves. They have that as like that final wave. I forgot it's like a 5 wave or 3 wave. I forgot what it is. I don't use Elliott waves, but it does happen. And when it happens, it tricks everyone, okay? And I mean everyone. I've seen it in Bitcoin. I've seen it in altcoins. I actually used it to sell the literal pico top of Solana in 2021 because I'd seen it before. And guess what? I'm like, you know what? This looks like a VC trash chain. I'm out of here, right? That's why, unfortunately, friends, like you're going to have to take this skeptical view when the bull market comes. You can't be la 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 land all the time, okay? You be la 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 land in 2022 bear market and the first half of this year. But now we have to start like actually becoming real professionals where we believe that there are price targets actually too high. So what's this final gasp I'm talking about? This final gasp, you're going to see it. What happens is you go up and you stop. And you have people like, for example, even me, right? You know, I'm telling you, like, there's warning signals. Max Kaiser's talking about Qatar. All these people are super euphoric. Michael Chad Saylor, everybody's posting his P&L. So they're warning signs. But here's the thing. I have a look at this price action. What happens is there's usually a smackdown. And what happens is the bears claim victory the first time, right? In the bear market, actually, bulls claim victory as well, okay? So in this one, the bears claim victory the first time, and then there is the final push-up bang, okay? This is what traps everyone. It gets the most amount of people because everyone says, high or low, we're just getting started. And what they'll do is they'll look at the people who fell off the horse, fell off the bull, and they'll say, well, see, this person said these things were top signals before, but now we are trading higher. They are an embarrassment, and we shouldn't listen to them at all, okay? Absolutely wrong mentality to have, okay? It's a region of time. You know this, friends. I don't have to prove anything to anyone, and you don't either. Right? We're in this together. We don't have to talk to these other people. We don't have to convince them into anything, okay? These are people just trying to blah, 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 just flapping their lips, typing away on Twitter. Like, it doesn't impact anybody, but I'm just here to teach you this is what the final moves look like. And once you start to see it, you know they're warning signs, okay? But before you see it, you got to really smell it. And to smell it, you got to be super skeptical and paranoid. That's why I teach you, for example. So, for example, friends, you know this move, right? It goes up. Everyone thinks it's toughed out. Go down. Bang. Okay. Like, I'm just going to show you right now. What if one day Bitcoin is like all the way in the future, it goes to 90K, 80K, comes back down to 70. Okay. And then all the bears claim victory, right? Even me, right? For example, let's say I think, okay, Bitcoin's not going to hit 100K. We are now here at 70K. We top at 80, we go to 70. And I'll be making videos like, see, there was a lot of warning signs up here, right? But then there's this final rush up, bang. You see this move here, friends? This is a super fast move up. And everyone's like, haha, you are embarrassed. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. And then this is where you might find people capitulating. They're like, oh crap, maybe we are going up. I think guess what? Like that. Okay, this is a very, very common pattern. It's actually as old as markets themselves. So while all the other influencers you and I watch, they're reporting about, oh, did you see the new Solana because there's a meme coin go up? All these grifts and scams and all these other pump and dumps, all this other trash, while they're talking about that, that's literally completely useless because they weren't talking about it 3 months ago when the prices are cheap. We are focusing on patterns and behavior that we can actually use to enhance our competitive edge, okay? Sharpening the tool, if you will. So today I'm also going to show you something else, right? So this is the Bitcoin chart, right? If we have a look at the Bitcoin chart, you see it's about 42,000, 43K, but this is just something interesting I've noticed in the past, right? when Bitcoin or any market usually, when they have this red weekly candle where it just stalls out, where it just hangs out here, this point, whenever you leave the price, let's say Bitcoin actually does go to 48K or even 50K. You see that point here? There's like a 100% certainty we come back. Literally 100%. You can't say high certainties with much, but it's near guaranteed. Now, here's the thing. It could go to 100 before it comes back. You don't know when, but like I've just seen so many patterns in the past where for some reason, when it takes these breather, it's basically the strong hands getting out and more weak hands getting in. And those weak hands, they are break-even soy boys, which means when the price comes back, they just want to get out. They don't actually really believe. They're really loud right now saying they believe, but they don't, okay? You actually go back to a part of history of Bitcoin. Have a look at this, friends. You see this part? This was Bitcoin at 16 to 19,000. Look what that. That was us leaving the previous bear market range. Look at this, the last bear market right up here. I mean, isn't it fascinating? We come up, we stall up here, and then we zip off. You see that? See this part? We did come back to revisit this exact price in the future. Bang. But look how long it made you wait. I mean, you're going to sit here calling for it. It took like literally 2 years. You missed the whole bull market, okay? So I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but you just get an idea of these periods of where the market takes a pit stop. That's why we're going to be ready at the top when it comes to Bitcoin, perhaps in the future at some point, right? You never know, it might go up and it has like this stalling candle here, like a stalling candle, and then it has that final thrust up. And you always know with confidence it's coming back to that point. You just don't know when, okay? You don't know when. Maybe it goes up to 120, 150, and it comes back down, but you don't know, okay? Just at some point, it just means don't worry about anything. Don't worry about other people's profits. Don't worry about other people's screenshots. Don't worry about anyone else. Just start trimming profits, right? Having a 0% stablecoin portfolio at that point will be the wrong portfolio. And that's why you should be taking care of your downside. Now, opening up the bubbles, friends, of course, I'm going to pump some music for you as well because you deserve it. You deserve it more than anybody else. Now, BONK and ordinals, okay? Bitcoin ordinals, people playing around with these. I want you to know something. So you notice this one coin here has done amazing moves, yet there's like literally 100 that haven't, all right? And same as all the other pages, okay? So the coins that have moved was the gaming sector, which is, it's markets always humble you, all right? Now, obviously, I am, friends, there's nothing for me to be humbled about, but I've been brutalized, flipped, flopped, upside down, bitch slapped by the market for like a long time. Okay, nothing surprised me anymore. It's just like, but it was interesting, right? DeFi in crypto came in as a sector, actually has a real use case. Money markets, DEXs, perpetual trading, all these other great things, yielding and farming and all these like mid-curve stuff. DeFi comes in, real use case, has all the money locked in crypto. Crypto gaming comes in after that in 2021, okay? So a year later, and everybody knows they're just a total grift. Everything in crypto gaming is a grift in 2021, and there's all these high inflation coins and everything's at like, there's $100 million games. You know what I mean? $100 million. You know what I mean? It's like, you're like, man, like, talk to me when they're under 10 million valuation. Okay, I'm making me pay $100 million for this game that's not even out, for example. Okay, so, and that's just the start of it, right? Some games hit like hundreds of millions. Okay, then we have a bear market. Then you would think all the people who lost money in games, they're so impulsive that they would never touch crypto until Bitcoin broke the all-time high. Well, that was wrong. They do come back. Okay, and they're funny. Gaming starts basically getting a resuscitation from Alex Becker and Elliott Trades, okay, two biggest gaming influencers in crypto. So it comes out with a bang, and crypto gaming just starts reversing, which is just, it's mind-blowing that gaming has a proper euphoric run in 2021, and then it doesn't need as much time capitulation, and it starts reversing straight away. Now, you shouldn't conclude that it's just going to be the greatest thing that's going to keep taking off. These things are totally random. Like, we could not be talking about gaming in like the next 6 months. You've seen these narratives, friends. They come in and then it's too late. All right. So, but it's just interesting to see that market and the attention span is not where most people think in terms of how they believe people are going to pay most attention, because everyone thought these hedge funds and VCs and all these scum are going to come and look at Aave and go, wow, Aave should be worth 35 billion market cap, but it's only 2 and it's got like 8 billion locked up. You know, it's like 20x undervalued. No one's looking at it like that. Okay. Yet maybe they look at it when, I don't know, Ethereum wakes up. Maybe you need Ethereum over $3,000. So there's these different points in time you never really truly know that next thing coming. That's why you got to have an appreciation for how random this thing is, okay? So that's why even when I showed you here, we just looked at BONK, for example. BONK is the chosen meme coin on Solana ecosystem, and this is what the weekly chart looks like, okay? So fascinating to me. People look at that chart and they think they're actually not getting grifted. Like they look at this and they go, yes, now that you've gone up 80x in a straight line, okay, I'm now buying it cheap up here. That's what they generally think, that, which baffles my mind. But now you can see how I was able to sell the tops in 2021, okay, when it comes to the rest of the coins. For example, here's Solana, okay, we put Solana, friends, right at this Pico top up here, okay, right up here, right? I actually had that final gasp. I don't know if it appears on the Sol BTC chart, but it definitely appeared on the Sol USD chart up here. It was like this final burst up. I think I remember this, friends, just right here. Right here was some, I remember now. You see this September? This is September. In here, Bitcoin went down from Evergrande. Do you remember Chinese Evergrande? Yes, it was in 2021, the year. In September was the first jitter of this Evergrande thing. And then Bitcoin just went bang, it got whacked. And I remember Solana went down with it. Then on the recovery, Solana had this super euphoric, strong rush to the top. And I watched it, and everyone, that's when I think Crypto Banter show, even BitBoy was talking about Solana, but BitBoy is very skeptical. BitBoy said, I don't believe these guys as VC insiders. He was very skeptical about it. He's telling everybody to stay away from it, okay? So it's just interesting when that came out. I remember this zone, basically Solana shot went like this and then rush up. And I remember seeing that. I'm like, okay, time to exit. Right, that's why it's super, super hard. That's why, unfortunately, friends, that's when the biggest macro talking heads and stuff, that's when they're talking about $1,000 Solana. That's when they're like super emphatic. And I know now you've learned, okay, I know a lot of people actually did buy into that top, but now you can see why it's a cruel game, okay? It's a cruel game. That's why you can't just see it and it's not going to be obvious, all right? You got to be looking for it. So you got to even be conceptualizing. We could be expensive there, okay? No one was thinking Solana's expensive at $250. They're thinking it's going to be expensive at $1,000, okay? Because it's following Ethereum. That's what they're thinking about. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about this, friends. I'm thinking about all these people who didn't know what the hell Solana was and put on a weekly chart, okay? They had no idea what Solana was, okay? And by the way, I didn't either. I just bought it. And now now it's up 56x against Bitcoin, straight up here. It doesn't have a depression minus 90% crash. And now people finally up here are yelling at me for exiting Solana. They're saying, yeah, you're going to miss out. It's going to do this triangle and go up again. Okay, so that's why I'm just trying to prepare you for what's coming. Also, I've left the worst to last because screw Ledger, man. I mean, there's been a big emergency warning, friends, recently. I don't know if all the code's fixed. I've been seeing people say, not confirmed by me, I don't even know how to check code, people saying that this issue has been rectified. Don't trust it. Literally don't trust it. Ledger, their online library thing with some code and some noodles and some ingredients and some chicken broccoli and stuff put into the pot, their online library thing got compromised and there's literally a drainer that drains all your money. Please do not connect to any website. Like literally don't even use crypto at all. So don't use Sushi, don't use Zappa, just don't do anything, okay? Just be super careful when it comes to these because apparently there's like fake, malicious stuff. It just gives me a heart attack even thinking about all of these. Just don't touch anything. Literally don't touch anything. Wait 24 to 48 hours. Hopefully things get more clear when it comes to that. They were able to find out that some person injected like malicious code into there. I also saw from the Tether CTO, Paolo was able to freeze the Tether in their account. So one of the benefits of being super centralized, friends, but you don't hold Tether in your account, okay? Because you don't really know. I mean, Tether now have to freeze people if they just connect to Tornado Cash, right? But here's the thing. What if one day you get sent 0.1 ETH from someone who doesn't like you into your address from Tornado Cash? Okay, there you go. All the Tether in there might get frozen. Okay, you just don't want to take any chances, okay? What if that money came from, you know, a big hack, right? And it was funneled somewhere else and they were able to trace it. So please just be super careful. If you're going to use a stablecoin in crypto, use DAI, D-A-I, because I can't freeze that, okay? Even though there are issues with it. When it comes to its collateral, I think it's like 30 or 40% backed by USDC. Haven't checked recently. So USDC and USDT can be paused, stopped, frozen. You don't want to touch them. Only touch DAI. So these are pictures of their malicious code and stuff. We don't know how to read it. Just be careful, man. Okay, this scum ledger, man. These guys are absolutely filthy people. So firstly, everyone's addresses gets compromised because of Ledger's inability to have any security there. So everyone's public addresses is compromised. And then you have this, and they try to make you update into something where they take your seed phrase. It's just really weird, man. Just don't trust them. Now, yes, I know many people do use the Ledger wallet because it's so simple. Everyone knows about it. Just be careful about updating any software. Just be careful, right? Always check like what they're actually trying to do. If it's a big one, right? Because there was a big backlash from the community and everyone saying like basically giving them the middle finger, saying we don't want you stupid like customer support. You have my seed phrase type of thing. We don't want that. Okay, so just be very careful when it comes to Ledger. When it comes to these, not all of them are safe, by the way. There's nothing ever really truly safe. The only thing that's really, really safe, friends, is basically just diversifying your stash a bit. That's all. Maybe keep like 3. I don't know, right? Just some ideas out there, okay? Also, don't play around in your cold wallet. Please don't play around. Send it to a hot wallet always. So send it to one of the other MetaMask addresses that you have the seed phrase to. That's the one you should be playing around with. Don't play around with your main stash. Also, so I want to end with something super important, just to basically give you assurance, friends, that just because something doesn't move now doesn't mean it's not going to do well in the bull run. And also something that does move now, it really doesn't mean it's going to be a cracker of a winner next year. Okay, it could literally just become irrelevant. All right, now I just want you to know something. Most of people's experiences, this is what's been going on in crypto. Okay, so they open up Twitter and then your YouTube everywhere. Okay, you're talking to people and you are bombarded and you just see Solana ecosystem people bragging, saying, oh, well, we got it right, we got the thesis right. You just see all of them, right? And you get the illusion thinking everybody binked it, everybody's doing well, everybody's crushed it, when that is completely wrong. It's more like 5% of people, okay, 1 in 20. So I want to remind you of something because luckily for you, you got a friend like me who actually can remind you of this, okay? So 6 months ago, everyone was talking about other stuff. They were talking about the mid-curve Arbitrum projects, okay? And remember, it made so much sense. ETH BTC was going up, so Ethereum was gaining against Bitcoin. You had more Arbitrum projects launching. You had them releasing liquid staking, finance stuff, more of them getting more complex and getting bigger and bigger. You had these things coming out. You had, remember, Ethereum had traction. People were hopeful. It was strong. It was strong coming out of the bear market. So you had these narratives about Ethereum, and it just made so much sense that Ethereum was going to keep continuing. Now, also remember, you had Coinbase Layer 2, remember? Base Layer 2 came out. So you had the Layer 2s of Ethereum. That's where everybody was focusing. Though I remember speaking to people in these different Discords who always come out to brag about different stuff. And I wasn't really speaking to them, friends. They just talk amongst themselves. And they're talking about, yeah, I'm in like this new like money market thing and like Arbitrum, like, yeah. Like they think they're some sort of geniuses. And remember, friends, I don't know anything. I don't know the future. So I'm just sitting here thinking, wow, I guess these guys are going to be future billionaires because they bink it. Guess what? No one cares. Arbitrum's not going anywhere. Optimism not going anywhere. Their ecosystems are not flourishing at all, right? Hopefully it does for next year. But right now, it's just Solana. Solana and a random dog coin on Solana and then Bitcoin ordinals. Okay, so these people act thinking like they're the biggest geniuses, like, oh, because they think it makes so much logical, rational sense that Ethereum and Layer 2s and ETH BTC is going to go up. Guess what? ETH BTC has a trash Q4 this year, right? And no one really cares, okay? It's a Solana ecosystem that recovers, okay? So don't think all these people know what they're doing. They don't. So how do you actually traverse all these? Well, like I said, you can't get everything 100% correct, but you accumulate your strong core altcoins. My view, okay, and not financial advice, you do what you want. My view is always, I don't stop until Bitcoin is 80K. Okay, that's it. I don't stop until Bitcoin's 80K. I keep holding them. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to break the all-time high. Okay, there were actually many altcoins that only started moving when Bitcoin broke the all-time high. Now, you hope yours moves earlier, but you're not guaranteed. That's for a lot of big part of your portfolio. Could be 70, 80, 90%. For the other 10% starting, you have your lottery coins. That's why I'm doing things like ICOs, friends. So instead of buying other people's bags, I don't like doing that, okay? I want depression prices, but I'll show you right now, okay? You often don't get depression prices ever when you hear about something, right? So you just sell BONK, just literally do that, okay? Like, where's your, okay, did you hear about it? Do you want it down here? No, now you're gonna hear about it up there. So you can't do anything when it comes to that. So I don't want to focus on just buying higher lows and like scalping out 30% and 80% of profits. That's what people are doing, okay? That's how they're playing it. So friends, just because this thing goes up 60x, none of them made 60x, okay? A few people did, but most people didn't, okay? They're buying it after it goes up like 8x and they're like scalping a 40% move and they're like yelling on it, like, oh, I'm making so much money, because they're just euphoric. They just don't know what they're doing. They think they're going to get an opportunity like that every month. But what I don't know is that's once a year. So you're meant to be like hard in that coin, take out your 60x profit and bink it, but they're not, okay? They're not, because it's the same cycle over and over again, okay? So when it comes to participating in that lottery, people like replacing that with leverage trading. They do that, right? I don't like doing that because you're splitting your attention. People like chasing either small caps or mid caps or any of these other projects, and that's okay. We're going to have a portfolio selection for that too. We just need to wait for them to come to get conviction on. But one of the best things we can do right now is launch pads, ICOs, okay? Now, I'm not saying to go buy my launch pad. Just try to get into projects, that's all, because you might get legit projects now. You get the opportunity to get in on the ground floor. The grifters aren't out now, even though there are grifters everywhere, friends. But the super mega greedy grifters, they're only going to come when they know people are going to be throwing $100 million at everything. All right. Right now, they're not. Right now, you're seeing raises for stuff under $10 million. You know, it could be 2 million, 5 million, 8 million, 10 million. That is safe number stuff. Once you start seeing money collected by these projects to do stuff at giant numbers, that's when you get to worried. After 100 million, you're like, oh, game's getting serious now, okay? And obviously, bull market final signal might be the $1 billion if we get there, depending how long we last, okay? Make sure you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. Catch you very soon.